welcome viewers. Today in this session, I'll be talking about soil. We know that soil is an important constituent of our biosphere. Soil, which means it is the outer covering of the earth, which consists of loosely arranged layers. It is generally made up of inorganic and organic components which are present in different composition. It extends, or generally the term soil refers to, or it comprises of 2 to 5 meter from the earth's surface. Now generally soil is an important constituent as it is the reserve for plenty of nutrients, for plenty of minerals, for the presence of air in it, as well as for the presence of moisture. As well as soil is the natural medium in which the organisms live, multiply and die. So thus let us know more about soil. Soil, as we know or face every day, is the medium in which we build our houses, in which we grow our agricultural crops. Thus soil plays an important role. As we can see, it is generally of a mixture of inorganic and organic constituents. All over the earth's surface, there are different types of soil, as we can see in this slide. It might be clay soil or a loamy soil or a sandy soil occurring in different parts. The presence of different colors is owing to the presence of different components of both organic and inorganic in nature. Now let us see how soil formation takes place. The soil formation or the process of soil formation is known as pedogenesis. It is that the soil is formed through the disintegration of large rocks. The disintegration process is known as weathering of rocks. The weathering of rocks can be brought about by different agents. The agents can be a physical agent like sunshine, rainfall, frost, or any other physical factors. The chemical weathering is done by the presence of chemical conditions which are occurring in rocks like the chemical reactions, examples of which are carbonation as well as oxidation. Biological weathering takes place when certain biological organisms like the roots of higher plants enter into the crevices of the rocks, or there are certain earthworms which are living on the rock surface, or the insects which are living on earth's surface, or for the lichens which is shown in this slide growing on the rock surface. Now the lichens produce enzymes which helps in the disintegration of larger rocks. The role of microorganisms in the weathering process is that we know that there are certain group of bacteria, the so-called chemolithotrophic bacteria, which derive their energy source from the oxidation of inorganic compounds. As rocks are rich sources of inorganic compounds, thus this bacteria grow on them, or they grow upon on these kind of rocks, derive their nutrition or energy from the inorganic sources and help in the disintegration of these larger rocks. So here we can see in the presence of high rainfall along with sunlight, it is helping in the disintegration of larger rocks. The larger rocks are getting disassembled into smaller fine pieces, and these smaller fine pieces as a result are giving rise to soil. So this is the way how weathering takes place. So in a nutshell, suppose this is a parent material, the rock. The rock in the presence of wind, rain, hail, ice or heat or cold, which are the physical factors. So it is producing fine parent material. Now this fine parent material in presence of chemical weathering agents as acid, moisture is producing minerals, or these are producing oxides of iron, silica, silt, sand or quartz. These all are components of soil. So thus in a nutshell, it is with the help of both physical, chemical and biological weathering, the rocks are disintegrated into smaller pieces. These smaller pieces are further broken down to form the components or constituents of soil. Now let us see What are the functions of soil? The functions of soil are mainly fivefold. The first, we know it provides a medium for plant growth. It provides a substrate to which the plant roots can penetrate, and the plants or the soil serve as the anchorage for this plant roots, and thereby the plant is able to grow on soil. The second is it provides a habitat for soil organisms like the different mammals or the insects, reptiles, microorganisms, and many other important biological organisms. Then we have the soil also plays a very important role in recycling of nature's nutrients as well as organic matter. We know that the nutrient recycling or the different biogeochemical cycles which are occurring in nature is due to the presence of microbes occurring in the soil. Apart from this, soil also plays a very important role in water purification. The rainfall water or the water collected on the soil during the rainfall penetrates or seeps through the soil and which is used up by the vegetation or returned to the groundwater. So in this way, soil serves as a sieve or acts like a sieve. The fifth is it provides certain materials or the basic materials for construction of building, rails, roads, bridges, and so on. So in this way we can see that the functions of soil or the soil provides or plays a very important role in human lives. It influences the activities of humans both directly as well as indirectly. Let us now see what are the different components of soil or how the soil is made. The soil is generally made through the assembly of sand, silt, and clay. So these are the different soil particle size. If we look at this diagram, we find gravel possesses the largest diameter, followed by sand, silt, and clay. The dimensions have been given here. That is, the gravel is of from 2 mm to 75, sand 0.05 to 2 mm, silt 0.002 mm to 0.05 mm, clay, the smallest of them, less than 0.002 mm. Now, due to the large size of sand in comparison to silt and clay, it is not able to withhold or keep the water in it, and as a result, those kinds of soil which are rich in sand, known as sandy soil, are not able to retain enough moisture or nutrient. This is due to its large diameter. As well as your surface area to volume ratio is low in case of sand. Whereas in case of silt, it is able to hold nutrient and water more extent than that of sand. Whereas the clay, which is able to retain your moisture as well as the nutrient, is due to the presence of its small diameter. As a result, we can say that the clay soils are better in comparison to sand and silt in its way that it can hold the nutrient or the moisture as well as the nutrients of the soil. Thus, we can see that in the case of a loamy soil, which is a combination of sand, silt, and clay, it has got the advantages of all the three and is able to maintain a water balance and a nutrient balance in the soil. In case of sandy soil, due to its large pore size, the water is drained through the soil and hence the soil becomes dry in nature. In the clay soil, due to the presence of clay particles which are smaller in size, so what is happening? The water is not passing through or it is not allowing water drainage and hence there is a clogging of water in it. So in this way, the different types of soil might have different physical properties owing to the different particle size. Now, how the soil aggregate is made? It is nothing but it is a combination of clay, sand, silt as well as organic matter which aggregates together to form a macromolecular structure called soil aggregate. Depending on the average size of the soil aggregate, we can divide or classify the soil structure into following four main types. They are granular, blocky, prismatic or columnar and platy structures. Granular structures are those structures in which sand, silt and clay are assembled together to form a structure that resembles or that are nearly spherical in nature. Blocky are those kind of structures where the sand, silt and clay they are assembled together to form a structure that is nearly square with sharp edges. Whereas prismatic or columnar, they resemble structures like these are vertical pillars or columns, and in them water drainage is poor, and these vertical columns or pillars are separated by vertical cracks of miniature sizes. The soil structures in platy type, here the soil aggregate, they assemble to form thin sheets or plate-like structures which are piled on one another in a horizontal way. They do not allow the water circulation to take place. There is another type which is known as single grain type, in which the soil particles they do not aggregate because of the absence of cohesive forces, and hence they are single or they are present in the form of single grains. Let us now see what is soil profile. If we cut a vertical section of soil extending from the ground surface to the parent bedrock, we see a series of zones. These zones are known as horizon and is abbreviated by a letter code. Now let us see what does O stand for. O, which is your soil, the first layer or the first horizon, is generally rich in organic matter produced from the partially or wholly decomposed plant or animal material. Then followed by is A. The A zone or A horizon is rich in mineral content along with the organic matter. It is more suitable for the organism's growth. It is here that it is rich in minerals like clay, iron. With time, these minerals are lost from this layer to the other layers through the process of leaching. This loss is also known as eluviation. If we go further down, we have the E zone. The E zone, as shown in this diagram, is lighter in color because much of the clay, minerals and iron have been lost from this zone. Then we come to the B zone. The B zone or the B horizon is zone of accumulation, and here the minerals get accumulated. This is known as eluviation, and hence as a result of accumulation it is more richer in minerals and less richer in organic content as compared to the A and E zone. Then we have the C zone. The C zone comprises of soft weathered bedrock or soft weathered rocks which have been affected by the soil forming processes, and it also contains the parent material of the soil. Followed by R. R is the parent bedrock of the soil, may be made from igneous, sedimentary or metamorphic rock. Let us now come to the different components like water, air, mineral particles and organic matter. So soil is made up of these four components. The percentage shown here in this diagram refers to the average percentage present for any standard soil. So here as we can see the mineral particles. The mineral particles, we know that soil serves as a rich source of minerals like copper, zinc, potassium. This all are highly present in soil. Soil also serves as a source of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Now these minerals are derived during the weathering of rocks from the rocks, that is the rock supplies the soil with its mineral content, and then these are taken up by the plants. Like the colloidal clay. The colloidal clay also plays an important role in soil. It acts as an anion and it contains cations on it. These cations, they are exchanged with the cations present in soil solution. As a result, the clay acts as a cation exchanger and hence it increases the cation exchange capacity of soil and it increases the soil fertility. In a similar way, such kind of reaction occurs in plant roots. So this is the humus, the structure of humus, which is there in the organic matter. We know humus is derived from organic matter. It has got both hydrophobic and hydrophilic ends. With the help of humus, what happens? It binds to the nonpolar organic molecules through hydrophobic binding, and this nonpolar organic molecules binds to clay. Again, in a similar way, the clay which is negatively charged helps in the binding of bacterium with the help of divalent cations. So this is known as exchange or sorption of solutes. Now let us move to the soil microorganism. We know they play an important role in maintaining soil fertility. Let us now see soil pH. Soil pH, we know that every organism has a pH in which it is able to grow. So like the soil has a pH. Now similarly, the soil pH also affects the ionization and overall charge of the mineral ions. Soil water. The water in soil can be divided into three main types: hygroscopic, capillary, gravitational water. Hygroscopic water is the water which the soils take up, or a dry soil sample takes up when it is exposed to water vapor. Gravitational water is when soil is flooded with water and the water which drains off due to gravitational pull is known as gravitational water. Capillary water refers to the minute soil particles or pores between the soil particles which acts as capillary tube, and the water which is retained in this between the soil particles is known as capillary water.
Why is capillary water of great importance in the study of soil?
It is because the gravitational water is not available, as well as the hygroscopic water. It is the capillary water which is stored in between the soil particles is made available to the plants or to the microbes. Hence, it is of great importance. Apart from this, there is also chemically combined water. Soil aeration, we know it plays an important role as it brings in oxygen to the soil microbes and takes away the CO2, as well as it brings nitrogen to the soil microbes and many other important gases to the soil microbes. Now, according to the US Department of Agriculture, there has been 12 classification or 12 categories of soil, or the soil has been classified into 12 categories based on the physical parameters of soil. So these are alphisol, andisol, aridisol, entisol, gelisol, histisol, inceptisol, mollisol, oxysol, spodosol, altisol and vertisol. These kind of soil occurs in different parts of the world. Thus, in the end, we can say that the soil not only plays an important role in our everyday life, we should take good care of the chemical composition of the soil or of the soil quality, as it affects directly our agricultural crops. It also affects the different kind of soil microbes as well as the soil animals dwelling in the soil. These kind of changes or the anthropogenic activities or changes made in the quality of soil also influence we the human beings, as there might be chances of biomagnification or amplification in us. Thus, in order to preserve a good earth, we need to take care of our soil system. Thank you.